Into the end game, the London stage. Wow, I liked it. I thought it was good. It was a little bit bleak. Graphically, probably not the nicest part of the game. I think graphically the nicest part obviously was Thessia. I also liked the whole Tuchanka stage, especially when they go into the ruins and stuff. Wow, that was amazing. Great graphics there. Not the best in London, but what I think that was done very well is that in London, you, I really physically felt tired. Maybe it was because I was playing it at 2 a.m. in the morning, but I was really tired of the war. And it really felt like a desperate, hopeless battle. Um, I was playing it on hardcore, like one step above the regular difficulty, and I was physically tired. Even the cannibals were giving me a hard time. Like they were like non-stop coming at you, like the marauders, the cannibals, the brutes, and obviously the banshees. Man, I hate the banshees. Like every time like I hear the scream, I know there's gonna be a shitstorm out there. So yeah, wow. So I felt physically tired, and you can see that in your Shepard as well. So right before you launch the missiles at the Destroyer Reaper, like you can hear her or him panting, and she's physically tired, and not just tired because of the past battle, but you can hear that she's tired of the war and the effort, and you feel it's desperate and hopeless, and you don't have much juice left. And they portray that very well, and like going into the final stages, like wow, like the run towards the like beam thing, which is like the conduit all over again. Wow, they did that very well. Man, it was so intense. Like when you got hit by the Reaper beam, and you had only your gun left. Like wow, and you had to shoot the husk, and I was not expecting the Marauder. Wow, it was like that was pretty intense, and I was like cheering Shepard on. It's like, come on, like make it, make it, make it. Oh my god. Wow. And then up there, like going back there up to the Citadel with Anderson, I always knew that it's gonna be like Anderson and Shepard, because Anderson, yeah, is a very major character, and I was really glad to have him at the end of all things. Wow, that was a great scene. Elusive Man, very happy that they didn't make him into a sort of Saren-like super villain or end boss or something. It's nice to have like the conversation really well. Wow, I mean, Martin Sheen, I knew he was incredible already, Mass Effect 2, but this was like off the charts. And especially like going forward into that scene, again, try the Renegade option. Maybe you make your Shepard sound like a jerk near the end, but yeah, the Elusive Man gets a line at the end, and the way Martin Sheen delivers it, wow. Like, and since we're speaking about voice actors, I just want to like point out, like I play FemShep, I always did, and Jennifer Hale, wow. Oh my god, Jennifer Hale, she should get like an award or a prize or a medal or whatever. Jennifer Hale, like, I like Mark Muir as well. I played Manshep. I think I played Manshep in one playthrough in Mass Effect 2. And I think he's fine. I think he's probably the canon guy. But Jennifer Hale, oh my god. Like, she adds layers to her performance. It is, you cannot believe it. I mean, if you haven't played FemShep before, you really should. I mean, I'm not saying she's better than Mark Muir, but she adds a lot to the table. And especially in the last moments, the last scenes, Mass Effect 3, like, now I kind of like understand why in the BioWare Pulse video, like, even if it's spoiled for me, like, I can understand why the editors were so impressed, because it is so intense. And yeah, hats off to Jennifer Hale. Like, for me, she's the heart and soul of this series. So yeah, and then like you're at the Citadel control room with Anderson, emotional scene. Hate to see him go, but yeah, I think he has a hero's end. So he's right there with me, with Shepard, at the end of all things, and Like there is this like Sam and Frodo moment. Like yeah, you can feel the connection between these two, and wow, again, just another example of how masterful BioWare is at portraying these characters. And then you have the ending everyone's talking about. Like basically, like before like that ending, I thought Shepard was dying. I was like, wow, I was like shaking my chest, like, oh my god, she's gonna die right there, and nothing's happening. The crucible's not working. But then she's like ascending, and the entire Star Child scene ensues. You have like the three choices, and well, actually, I didn't mind that. I think I still think it was a bad ending. Bad in terms of it's not a storybook ending, but I understand why BioWare did it in that way. I understand it, and I do think it does give I won't say satisfying, but it does give a final and effective end to the series. Because you can see that they put quite a lot of thought in this. I think many people think that they tacked it on, but I think they did think a lot about this, because in regards to the ending of Mass Effect 3, and there was going to be an ending, because they knew this was like the last game of the Commander Shepard saga. They could end it in two ways, because Mass Effect has been a series with so much player input, an unprecedented amount of player input. You could end it in two ways. Either you provide a lot of divergent endings for a majority of the players. That option would probably not be workable, because you would have to create so much content. Probably it would not have been possible in this like development time frame. And also, if you make wildly divergent endings, then it's very hard to distill a canon entry out of that. So I think that's the reason why they didn't go for that. So instead of divergent endings, they made a convergent ending. And I think you do get a choice at the end. Nothing you did in the series influences that choice. That is true. I accept that. I agree with that criticism. But I do think that every choice you made like shapes you as Shepard and shapes you as a player, and it will motivate you to make any of these three choices. And even though like if you see the cutscenes, it looks like red light, green light, blue light, and there's like almost no difference. Inside Mass Effect lore, there is a significant difference between the three. So the one thing that's in common is that the mass relays are gone. That is pretty huge. Mass relays gone. I mean, offing the mass relays and also like destroying Normandy, of incapacitating Normandy, like destroying the mass relays has huge implications. Basically, you're destroying the entire Mass Effect universe as it stands. Like, because destroying the mass relays, even though it's logical, I'll come back to that in a minute. Like, destroying the mass relays would end intergalactic civilization, because everyone will be stuck inside their system. You only have conventional FTL drives, and like you can only get to your neighboring star, but you can't get to other star systems. So that definitely ends it. So, but I do think that there is a significant difference between the three choices. So if you go for the control option, which I think is the bad ending, if you go for the control option, then basically you're saying that the Illusive Man is right. You're going to control the Reapers. The Reapers are going to survive. Also, the Citadel is going to survive. That's also what's being shown at the full motion video. So basically, maybe the cycle will end for now, but you don't know if Shepard's going to turn evil and going to like reinstigate the cycle. So personally, for me, that's a bad ending. Also because like Shepard dissolves and she's like the person that she is gone, you know. So that's that. Second option, the synthesis option, significant as well. Destroys the mass relays, ends existence of Shepard, but probably that option has the biggest implications in the universe, in the Mass Effect universe, because everything becomes biosynthetic. Like even in the little epilogue where you see the Normandy crash landed, I think this is also the only confirmed ending where you see EDI. Only one. So EDI with Jeff, but everyone is like biosynthetic now. It's like if you like see Joker, and also if you see Liara or Javik or whoever you see at the end who is like exiting the Normandy, like they have like these weird overlord glowing eyes, like synthetic. So it's kind of weird. I understand that it has big implications, but it's maybe the weirdest of them all. And then you have the third option, which is the destroy option, which is the one I chose, because I chose this because this was the ending which had the biggest chance of Shepard surviving. Because like I was like expecting Shepard to die, and I thought that the entirety of Mass Effect 3 was like one big goodbye to Shepard. And if there's like even a slim hope that she would survive, I would take it. So I knew it was gonna kill EDI, is gonna kill Geth, which is a huge bummer. Like I put so much effort in like talking to EDI each and every time, also in Mass Effect 2, and she was gonna be gone. And also like ending the Quarian and Geth conflict. And then they were just gonna be gone, like the entire Geth server sequence, which is like maybe the most awesome sequence of the entire game. That would all have been for nothing. So, but in the end, I did chose that path. Well, cutscenes blue. You have the red light. You see the soldiers cheering. That's something you don't see in the synthesis option. I think you do see it in the control option as well. Reapers destroyed. Also, tech life gone. You don't see EDI at the Normandy at the end, but you see the gasp. Oh yeah, you see the gasp, man. I think most people like didn't think that was that significant, but for me, that was like huge. I was like weeks and weeks expecting that she was gonna die, and with the gasp, she didn't. So I don't care if they're stranded across the universe and maybe like Shepard's never gonna see her Liara, who's like her love interest in my case. But she's alive. I mean, yes. I was like so happy about that. So for me, like that was like the first choice I made. I had a look at the other endings as well, but the fact that I chose that without knowing it, so I actively avoided the YouTube, all gaming websites and everything, just not to be spoiled about the ending. I was really happy I took that choice. So yeah,